Programming brought to you by AWI Networks, Smarter Internet.
Thanks for joining St. George News at 8. I'm Scott Beadle. A truck hauling scrap metal caught fire on State Route 9 in La Verkin on Thursday. Happened a little before 10 a.m. No fire crews were able to knock it out quickly. That orange Rockville City dump truck was just about destroyed by the fire. The driver had noticed smoke coming from under the hood and pulled over. He told police he thought that fire started in the engine compartment. Scrap metal that the truck was hauling fell onto the road, so a backhoe had to be called in to clear the roadway. One westbound lane of traffic was closed to allow responders to handle the scene. That did remain closed for the debris to be cleared. Good news, no one was hurt. A proposed exchange of land in the Red Cliffs Desert Reserve for land in the Sand Mountain area got a nod by the Habitat Conservation Advisory Committee Tuesday. That could resolve an issue of compensating landowners for land used to create the Desert Reserve more than 2 decades ago. However, the Utah Public Lands Alliance, an outdoor recreation group, is threatening to sue to block that exchange. Now, the reserve was created in 1996 to protect the endangered Mojave Desert tortoise and other species. The plan set aside about 62,000 acres. Several private landowners still own land within the reserve. Under terms of the agreement, those properties must either be purchased or traded for land of equal value. The largest remaining landowner is Bob Brennan, who has more than 600 acres in the reserve. The proposed swap would trade some of Brennan's land for land in the Sand Mountain area, southeast of the Sand Hollow Reservoir. Some of his holdings in the reserve would also be donated. Now, the Sand Mountain area is used as a recreational site for off-road vehicles, so some are worried about the recreational and economic impacts of that proposed swap. The Switch Point Community Resource Center was hopping Wednesday as several area Elks clubs met with some of the area's homeless to hand out backpacks and lunch. The Cedar City Elks spearheaded the effort, backed by a $2,000 grant from the national organization. The Utah Elks and Dixie Elks also took part. They were able to purchase backpacks stuffed with supplies like toiletries, warm socks, winter hats, and other items. Those backpacks that weren't handed out will be delivered to areas in Iron County, and any still left over will be spread throughout the state. Besides the backpacks, the Elks bought lunch for the homeless who came to that event. Officials with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are expecting over 150,000 visitors to the new Cedar City Temple's open house. It's taking place over the next 3 weeks, beginning on Friday. The open house will be Mondays through Thursdays from noon to 9, and Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 9. Shuttles will be available to make pickups at the Cross Hollow Stake Center. Those attending are encouraged to park there to help relieve congestion around the temple itself. Tickets for the open house are available at templeopenhouse.lds.org. President Trump making it official, declaring the opioid crisis a public health emergency. This is a step back from the president's commitments to declare it a national emergency, but the administration says it's a better way to combat the crisis, which kills tens of thousands each year. Lana Zach has our story.
Today in the White House, President Trump announced that the opioid crisis will become an official public health emergency.
It is time to liberate our communities from this scourge of drug addiction. Never been this way. We can be the generation that ends the opioid epidemic. We can do it.
According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, the opioid crisis kills around 100 Americans every single day, and those numbers continue to rise. Back in August, the president made headlines for calling the opioid crisis a national emergency.
The opioid crisis is an emergency, and I'm saying officially right now it is an emergency. It's a national emergency.
But at that time, he didn't sign a declaration to make the designation official. And today's announcement stopped short of the national emergency declaration as well. By calling it a public health emergency, it will ease some laws and regulations and allow the Department of Health and Human Services to reallocate some grant money to battle opioid abuse. That's different than how the president declared it a national emergency, which would have immediately made available new federal funds that are usually reserved for disasters like hurricanes or tornadoes. Some Democrats are arguing that the public health declaration, though, isn't enough.
What I would say to the president on that is, show me the money.
The president also invoked the memory of his older brother Fred, who battled an addiction to alcohol, and encouraged the president to never start drinking. The president's message on opioids today was much the same. Meteorologist Kim Walker has your southern Utah forecast coming up right after this.
The weather tonight is brought to you by AWI Networks, smarter internet.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We are expecting the winds to really ease up tonight, and as we make our way into tomorrow, expect lots of sunshine. Temperatures will be slightly cooler, and then as we move toward the weekend, expect a rain-free weekend. Temperatures will actually gradually warm up, maybe a degree or so as we head toward the Sunday hours. But then as we make our way into early next week, another shot of cool air comes our way. We're going to stay rain-free once again, but temperatures will be a tad cooler with highs back into the 70s. So for today, our high was around 81 degrees in St. George and Mesquite. It was 87 also in Vegas. In Enterprise, it was around 71 degrees, so just a little bit cooler to the north. As we make our way into the overnight, we are expecting freezing temperatures in Cedar City with lows around 29 degrees, 48 for St. George, 52 in Mesquite, and 47 degrees in Hurricane. So it's going to be pretty chilly as we start off your Friday. A cold front did move through the area, and so as a result, we are going to see cool temperatures for today, but the warmer conditions will be coming our way toward the weekend, so it won't last all that much. Then we have another system that will come through, and that will give us a chance for more cool weather toward next week. But here's a look at your planner. Temperatures around 34 degrees in Cedar City at 7 o'clock. And then by noon, lots of sunshine, so we warm up to around 44. 65 will be the afternoon high, so it's still going to feel chilly out there. 64 for the temperature at 5 o'clock with lots of sunshine across the area. As we make our way through the rest of the region, expect highs around 55 in Newcastle, so it's going to be quite chilly there. In Enoch, around 67 degrees. In Ventura, around 55 degrees for the afternoon high. And temperatures down to the south, a little bit more comfortable, 74 degrees in Ivins, 77 in St. George, and 81 degrees in Littlefield. So it's going to feel just a little bit warmer down to our south. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the 60s as we head into the early part of the weekend for Cedar City, but then we gradually warm up to around 71 degrees by the end of the weekend. Another shot of cool air comes our way, and so things will start to cool down for early next week. Overnight lows will be down into the 30s, even some 20s out there as well. For St. George, we are expecting, of course, warmer conditions, 78 degrees on Saturday and then 79 degrees on Sunday with overnight lows in the 40s. Then we are going to see another cool down as we head into early next week, maybe just a little bit more cloud cover on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures cooling down to around 71 on your Tuesday, partly sunny skies, but it's still going to be pretty pleasant out there. 72 on a Wednesday with lots of sunshine, and then clouds will start to increase with another system moving our way on Thursday. We'll stay around 71 degrees. Overnight lows will be the 40s, so it's going to be a little bit chilly for the early morning hours, but I think for this weekend we warm up close to around 80 degrees, so it's not going to be too bad out there. Lots of sunshine, just great October weather.
That weekend just looks absolutely gorgeous if you want to do something outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Kim.
All right.
Well, still ahead, a smiling pup has a great reason to give that grin. We'll tell you why after this. Cheech, the smiling shelter dog, there he is. went viral when the City of Waller Animal Shelter and Rescue in Texas shared his photos on Facebook last Friday. Well, the applications just came flooding in as thousands of people shared Cheech's picture. We are happy to report Cheech found his forever home with a woman whose German Shepherd had just passed away on Friday. Turns out her other dog had been grieving his friend's loss, so smiling Cheech is sure to be a good friend to him.
How could you not love that dog?
Oh, that smile is incredible,
Yes.
isn't it?
They're about the same size, those two.
Mm-hmm.
Can be
He
great friends.
seems like a very pleasant, good-natured pup, and
Yes. Look at him. Look at that smile.
I bet that puppy friend will be very excited to have him move in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks so much for watching.
Have a good night.